participants and our today's honorable research person, Dr. Sumant Dutta, sir. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Department of Management Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar, in our today's capacity building program on research and publication ethics. Uh, Sir, without wasting any more time of this session, I'll just hand over the dice to you for our today's session, sir. Sir, over to you.
Okay. A very good morning to all of you who are present in this session today. And I'm very much thankful to Pavnesh Kumar sir for providing me this opportunity to speak once again in this capacity building program on research and publication ethics. Okay. And most important thing, without fail, I have to acknowledge the support received from Chandan and our Siddharth for that. Every time they support me in order to get the information on right time. I'm thankful to Chandan and Siddharth for their kind support. Now, without uh, wasting the time, since the topic given me Pavnesh sir regarding the issue impact factor of the journal as per the Journal Citation Report, SNIP, SJR, IPP, and Cite score, I have some additional responsibility to incorporate two additional note beside the topic that we have that is being given by the Mahatma Gandhi Central University in this capacity building program. I try to touch upon some of the part of reference writing as well as citation procedure because this is very important for us being a researcher. We somehow some unethical practice we taken into consideration while we go for citation as well as reference writing. So I try to throw some light beside the mainstream the topic on the reference and the citation. Hope it will be useful for all of you who are present in the current session. So without wasting time, I'm just give me 1 minute time. I just share my slide. If you can see the slide, please inform me. Can you see the?
Yes, sir. Your slide is now visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. Uh, let's start with the humble beginning of the concept that why we go for this, why we try to understand this impact factor of the journal as per the JCR, SNIP, SJR, IPP, and Cite score. Now, before I start, I want to say something. Okay, now what is the era we are now? We are in the era of research. We are in the era of try to enhance our credibility based on our own research input. Whether you feel agree with this particular opinion that I have, but yes, that is also correct. Because why you are publishing or why you are sharing those information in a Facebook, LinkedIn, or some other professional website? Because we try to create a networking. Okay, we try to enhance our uh, procedure of being recognized by the other academician. So that is why enhancing the credibility of your own research work, it totally depends on to what extent it must reach a wider number of audience with with having a same kind of mindset. And right now in the era of open access opportunity, we also try to take this opportunity to the maximum level and try to enhance our credibility as a good researcher and to improve ourselves that my visibility of the research is being identified by the others or not. Now, coming to the next important part, that when we go for this impact factor, when we go for the citation of this particular thing, now presenting, when we present our research work at various seminar, conference, okay, that automatically it leads to create some further opportunity for us to go for future academic collaboration. So that is why what happened, this impact factor, this citation, sometimes we also go for self-citation. These are all becomes nowadays is very important. I try to show some of the portion, not all the portion. It is very difficult. It takes too much time for us. I will try to show you all the major points that is being given by the Mahatma Gandhi Central University to me, like on JCR, SNIP, SJR, IPP, and Cite score in my own way, in the most lucid way, so that everyone can understand it and how you can utilize it for the benefit of your making yourself, portray yourself as a vibrant researcher in the arena of the academic field. Now, what happened then, coming to the backdrop of this, we are in a constant pressure. You have to publish, or otherwise you will not get promoted. Okay, your increment, annual increment, or your annual promotion totally depends on how many good publications you have made. Otherwise, your higher educational institution will not give you a chance to go for a promotion. So promotion, maintaining my own job, if I'm not publishing over a long period of time, okay, if you're not working in a state or central level university, automatically there is a chance that okay, if you're working in a private organization, institutions, automatically the pressure is tremendous. Okay, you have to portray yourself that you are a vibrant researcher beside all type of academic and teaching load that you've undertaken. So we can say in our own term that we are in the era of publish or perish. Okay, as a part of our condition of employment. So this pop culture, publish or perish, which is called a pop culture in the academic arena. So we are thriving for our best in order to enriching our CV. Okay, but what actually we are doing? We are ran after this enhancing our CV building process, or whether we try to advancement of the human knowledge, particularly in the field of social science, where we are dealing with the commerce and management. Okay, so this is a very important thing for us to understand. And then automatically, what happened there? So when we go for publish, automatically what happened, if you undertake the responsibility of publish of your own, it becomes sometimes become very difficult for you to publish the paper in a good reputed journal. So right now, this is the era where we need a collaboration. Without collaboration, it is not possible for us to publish a paper, to make it standardized as per the international standard and put it for publication for in an internationally recognized journal. So this era becomes very important for us to understand. Otherwise, we are in the victim of this unethical practice. So in order to overcome this, this is the need of the hour. Now we are coming to the main part of it on the today's discussion. So what is citation? That citation, you know, that is a very common thing for us, and we are aware of this issue. When I read a particular paper and when I try to explicitly refer the paper in my research article, okay, as a full reference or in the form of a citation, and then incorporate this particular total information at the end of the paper as a reference part with all the full bibliography, then it is called citation. Okay, so why citation is necessary? Because you think that citations to reflect the impact of the research or its quality. More you cite, more you refer. That means you have taken the ideas from various researchers. You cite the justification of your progress of your paper with the help of the various kind of papers that you have consulted so far. Now, what happened then? That in the context, the use of citation, okay, this particular citation indices, why we go for it? First of all, to what extent you are as an author, whether you are proper credit to the work or ideas of the others, whether you are giving or not. Because what are the importance of this citation? If you've taken something from others, whether you have given credit to the original creator or not, first of all. Second important thing is that future research funding is possible with the help of this citation, that future allocation of research funding. That means when you are doing this, when you are referring the matter, automatically you are recognizing the others. Automatically, what happened that when you undertake some research, it may in the form of minor project, in the form of major project, it may be some departmental project you are undertaking. Automatically, if you use the proper norms of giving the credibility to the other researcher of collaboration, automatically there is a chance that you can get fund from your institute, department, or from a standard authority. Okay, sometimes you know that citation is also helpful in order to enhance the university ranking as well. Okay, like in the ranking in the NIRF, in the ranking of ARWU, academic ranking of world university. So all those things totally depends on how many citation is being made. Okay, now citing, how many people are citing your paper, automatically it will enhance the credibility of your academic write up. Okay, and second most important part or last part, we can say that people use citation. Why people use citation? Because like citation in the form of a Google Scholar citation, which is being reflected in the H index and I10 index of a paper, as an indicator, this H index and I10 index, if you have your Google Scholar profile and it is being the number of papers you have published, if it is available online, and if you put it in your Google Scholar citation, automatically it is being reflected by the Google Scholar in the form of an H index and I10 index. What it reflect, actually it try to reflect that how important or influential the paper has been, how many people is being refer your paper in a particular academic year, say for example 2021 or 2020. Suppose the particular paper of yours is being cited by 40 people, automatically it must have an implication on H index and I10 index on the Google Scholar platform. This will enhance the credibility of that academic contributor or the researcher. So that is why we try to go for this citation. Now, in the context of this citation, certain things come. Now, this citation indexing or abstracting of service in a multidisciplinary domain, okay, we have different options. We have science citation index, we have social science citation index, and we have arts and humanities citation index. Okay, but that is not enough. We also taken care of a self citation. Now, you can ask me that what is self citation? Because we are in the research community, and as an author, as a researcher, I not only cite the others' work, but also cite my own work in the same field. When I quote my own work in the same field, it is called self-citation. Okay, that means when you have cited your earlier research work in your forthcoming paper. Now, how we calculate self-citation? You can calculate self-citation in the following way by using this particular formula. For an author, just suppose you are an author and you want to calculate your self-citation rate, then how you will calculate? The number of papers the author or the researcher cited his own paper divided by total number of citation multiplied by 100. So in the numerator, what we can put? We can put the number of papers the authors cited his own paper out of the total number of citation multiplied by 100, then automatically you will get the concept of self-citation. Okay, so this is very important for us to understand. Okay, and most important thing, this citation process must include the author's name, the date, the location of the publishing company, the journal title, and the DOI number, digital object identifier. Okay, it is being actually, this DOI number is also useful to track the author's paper and the paper that you have published. Actually, it is being administered by the cross reference. If you see some international papers which is published by Emerald, Sage, or something like that, if you go to the reference or bibliography, automatically you can say that at the end of each reference, they must have a blue color or red color link, which is called cross-ref. That means if you click on this cross-ref, automatically the site redirect you to the original paper, which is being consulted by the present author in the context of drafting his own article. So that is the most important thing. Now in the context, we have, when we talk about all those issues to enhancing, because we have so many technique, we have a common citation database, we have common research metrics, we have common author level metrics. So we have various type of research metrics are there. Okay, now here what is being given to me is only the research metrics. Okay, but I am telling you very frankly, actually the citation database incorporate Scoopers, Web of Science, Google Scholar, and Cite. If you talk about from the researcher point of view, researcher metrics to see the research impact of a particular journal, then you have to consult the JCL matrix, the Journal Citation Report Matrix. Okay, that is being the present topic of discussion. The impact factor, IF, the Shimako Journal and Country Rank, the SJR, Cite score, SNIP, that is source normalized impact per paper, and IPP, impact per publication. So these are all fall under research metrics. We have, in order to enhance my own credibility, we have author level metrics. How I can enhance my author level metrics? By using H index, G index, I index, E index, page rank index, and research gate score. And finally, to see the impact of my research on social community, we can go for article level metric. Article level metric. Again, I'm repeating. To judge the citation database, we have Scoopers and Web of Science, Google Scholar, like that. If we try to judge our research level metrics, that is research level metrics from the viewpoint of the journal, then we can see the JCR report matrix. We can go for Shimako Journal and Country Rank. We can go to Cite score. We can go for SNIP, that is source normalized impact per paper, and IPP, impact per publication. And when you want to judge your own credibility in the field of academic arena, you can consult H index, I10 index, G index, page rank index, and the research gate score. But if you want to judge your own credibility in the social media platform, you can then automatically consult this article level matrix, which is in the form of Almetrics. Okay, now I try to show you all these things. So if you want to judge your impact factor, academic impact factor, then you can consult any one of them, JCR, SGR, SNIP, IPP. But if you want to judge that your own uh, research, how it is being portrayed in the social media platform, so it is then automatically you are looking after the societal impact of your research publication. At that time, you have to use the article level matrix. Under article level matrix, we can use nowadays the Almetric attention score. How it will work, I'm showing you with the help of the next slide. Now see, it is one of the most widespread use of social media we are using right now. And that is why we are right now looking for one of the most popular and giving recognition world of metrics. And that is why what we are looking for, an article level matrix. And that is why we have Almetrics. It was initially developed by a London-based company to provide this online service, which allow us to track and analyze the online activity around a published article. What actually you are doing when you publish an article, and we are putting it in the on a various online database. Okay, so that is why we have an Almetric score. That means Almetric attention score taken into consideration the non-traditional format of sources. Okay, so that is the most important thing. There are three important factors. Like before I'm coming to these factors, I'm telling you what are the things they are taken: policy document, news, blog, Twitter, post publication, peer review, Facebook, Wikipedia, Google Plus, LinkedIn, research highlight, platform, YouTube, and Pinterest and patent. How it will work, I'm just showing you. See, this is an Almetric attention score. See, there are 431 possible identifying area was there, which is called donuts. This donut is also identify the range of color indicating that where your paper in the social media platform other than the non-traditional format it is being reflected. Okay, now how it is being reflected you can see with the help of this color of Almetric donut represent various sources. See, these are the sources where they try to calculate, where they try to track based on this almetric profile, and they have given some weightage for it. Say, for example, for blog, they have given a weightage of 5. For news, they have given weightage of 8. Policy document, they have given a weightage of 3. Patent, they have given a weightage of 3. Wikipedia, 3. In that way. Okay, for Google Plus or Google One. LinkedIn, they have given 0.5. That means they have a tracking number. For if it is being published in a Google Plus or Google, then automatically they are giving you a weightage of 1. If it is being available in the policy document, then automatically it is being like your paper is being adopted by the Asian Development Bank as a part of their policy document, and it is being available in the online platform. So you are getting for the paper that you have written so far and incorporate in the ATB, so you are getting a weightage of 3, and automatically by virtue of that a weighted average score is being calculated, and that is being reflected in the Almetric attention score. So this is one important part of it, how you can enhance your credibility in the social impacting of the researcher with the help of this Almetric attention score. Okay, so coming to the original part once again. So I hope that is clear to everyone. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what
Yes,
happened?
sir.
Now what happened? Now we are looking for the citation database. Okay. Now what is citation database? I already mentioned you the before we calculate the research metrics from the viewpoint of the journal as well as from the viewpoint of the researcher, we have some citation database. Okay. Now citation database means where the indexing of citation of the published literature is available of a particular subject in or a particular field, so that you can track the the documents which is available in the given citation. We have four type of citation database. Out of that, three are very much popular among us. One is Scopus, one is Web of Science, and one is Google Scholar. I try to focus on the this. I will just explain you all those points, okay? Because this is not being given the part of our um the topic, but I'm just focusing because without that we cannot understand all those things. So what is Scopus actually? When we talk about Scopus, okay, actually it is a collection of the abstract and citation database. Initially, the Scopus was launched in 2004, and it covers a wider range of publisher, journals, book, and active titles. If I'm not wrong, actually, as per the record of data that I have with me, they have a compilation of 1,94,000 books of monograph, edited book, reference book, and graduate level textbook they have. Okay, and they have more than 23,500 peer-reviewed journals in the Scopus database. So it is increasing day by day. Okay, it covers more than 9,692 titles in the field of social science. So you can understand the tremendous impact of Scopus on us. Okay, so this is very important. And also, most important part is that, which is related to our present topic of discussion, so Scopus provide us some quality measurement technique. Okay, by virtue of those, what are those quality measurement technique that is being provided us by the Scopus? H index, site score, and SGR and SNIP. Scopus provide us this four quality measurement technique: H index, site score, Shimako journal and country rank, and the SNIP, which is called Source Normalized Impact per Paper. Okay, now I'm coming to the Web of Science. Similarly, just like Scopus, we have another trusted global citation database, and which is known as Scopus, which taken care of more than I can say 9,000 plus academic and corporate and government institutions and millions of researcher documentations are there. Initially, the Web of Science started with a 4 online database: SCI, Science Citation Index Expanded, Social Science Citation Index, Arts and Humanities Citation Index, and Emerging Source Citation Index. Later on, Web of Science incorporate additional 2 important dimensions. Third one is a Google Scholar, which is very common to all of us. Okay, because when we search a particular paper, we generally search in Google search engine. But if it is not available in the Google search engine, so we can go for Google Advanced Search. Okay, or otherwise we can search to Google Scholar. So Google Scholar is also helpful for individual scholar as well as for the researcher to access a particular paper. So Google Scholar Citation is a citation service provided by the Google with a free of charge. Okay, so it provides information about citation of authors by tracking all possible type of papers, wide variety of online journals specifically, maybe in the form of a book chapter, maybe in the form of a conference paper, web page, or grey literature. You know the term what is grey literature? Grey literature means which is not available in the public domain. Like say for example, I went to a university where they have a physical form of thesis, MPhil or PhD thesis. I concern those theses because these are called at that time unpublished dissertation. Okay, this is called grey literature. I came to know that one particular researcher who reside very close to my locality, he is doing a research on that particular area. I went to that person, I interact with that person, and I came across with some valuable data from him or her. What I'm doing, I'm collecting some input from the person, which is called grey literature, because it is not available in a public domain at large. So that is why it is called a grey form of the literature. So this grey literature is also considered to be the part of this Google citation process. So, and from the Google Scholar, we can get 2 important valuable citation metrics for individual scholar. This is called H index and the item index. Now, for today, we try to give, as per our title is concerned, we try to focus on the research metrics, which is the present topic of our discussion. So we can consult for the purpose of citation database, Scopus, Web of Science, and Google Scholar. Now we are coming to research metrics. Now for research metrics means we try to judge the impact of a particular journal as per the impact factor is concerned, or the Shimago country rank, journal and country rank is concerned as per the quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, and quartile 4 is concerned. Okay, how we can do? I am explaining one by one in a very lucid language. First, we consider the first research matrix, which is called JCL Matrix. Okay, now JCL Matrix has been integrated nowadays with the Web of Science. Okay, and JCR is a byproduct of SCI, that is Science Citation Index. Okay, now JCR was initially launched in 1975. Okay, and right now they incorporate more than 42 lakh references and 40,000 journals. Okay, source literature actually, source literature. So this JCR is considered to be one of the most important thing. Now, since JCR was originally published as a part of SCI, that is Science Citation Index, so JCR nowadays is providing a different type of service. Once the paper was published, the citation is being incorporated in the SCI, Science Citation Index expanded, and the ACI index, that is called Social Science Citation Index. Well, based on the nature of your paper, okay, if it is listed in Scopus or if it is listed in the Web of Science, if it's listed in the Web of Science, automatically they will fetch the data from the particular journal and put it in the part of this SCI index or SSCI index, Social Science Citation Index. Okay, so that the impact factor of this can be judged. So that is the main objective of this JCL matrix from the publication house, that is from the journal point of view. They collect, classified, collate and analyze, put it in the, so we have a JCL matrix. I will show you later on how it is being done. Now, before we come to the impact factor, so we have already discussed in our early session. I am fortunate that I have taken another session with you where we have seen that to get an example of a particular impact factor of a particular journal for 2022, we have to see the number of papers published and number of citations being made in the last 2 years between 2020 and 2021 in order to identify the impact factor of 2022. Suppose I want to calculate the impact factor of a journal in 2022, what I will do, I will apply a simple formula of A by B, where A incorporate the total number of papers which is being cited during this 2020 and 2021 from the journal which is being indexed, and how many papers are being published by the same journal during 2020, articles are being published by the same journal in 2020 and 2021, we will put it in the denominator. So automatically, for example, if we have 600 citation and if we have 300 articles, automatically we can calculate the impact factor is 2. So this is a simple way we all the internationally recognized standard journals are calculating their impact factor with some minor modification. Okay, so let's see how they are doing. Now we have a say, for example, we try to talk about another matrix which is called Cite score. Okay, now what is Cite score? It is a new matrix. Okay, it also calculates based on the number of journals that is available. They have 22,000 journals they have, and by virtue of that, they try to calculate from the information that they are getting from Scopus database. Okay, now how they are doing and how they calculating their impact factor? They calculate impact factor by applying a simple formula of A by B, where A means, and what they have done, they have taken just like the impact factor we generally calculate, the example that I have shown you based on last 2 years performance. Now Cite score calculate the impact factor of the based on the performance of a particular journal on the 3 years parameter. Okay, like A means number of content published in a journal in the published last 3 years, previous 3 year, and total number of items indexed in Scopus published within this last 3 year. Then automatically we can get the Cite score. Now let's see how the Cite score is being reflected in the Scopus platform. See, I have opened a particular Scopus preview database where I have selected a particular journal called Journal of Business Research, which was published by Elsevier. See, in the right hand side, you can see some of the impact factor is being given. Cite score impact factor, Shimago journal rank impact factor, and SNIP impact factor, which is given. So this is the way, if you open the Scopus database and if you search for a particular journal between the and it is being listed in the Scopus between 1970 to 2022, publishing house Elsevier, type of category is a journal. And on the right hand side, you can also see the impact factors in the form of Cite score, in the form of SGI, in the form of SNIP. Now, if you go below it, see that how Cite score is being calculated. Okay, Cite score is calculated in the two possible. One is Cite score and one is called Cite score tracker. Okay, now what is the Cite score tracker? The total number of citation being made to date and total number of documents published till date. Okay, so based on that, the Cite score tracker is being calculated of 9.7. So in that way, based on a 3 years platform, and here it was given, they also calculate the Cite score for based on between 2017 to 20. See, last 3 years per platform they have given. Between 2017 to 20, this and a citation is being made. Number of articles that was published between 17 to 20, this on the documents. And then they divide the total citation divided by total number, that is A by B. And automatically the Cite score is being calculated. Okay. Now you can ask me one important fundamental question. Okay, that sir, is there any difference between Cite score and the impact factor that you have discussed a little bit earlier? Cite score is being calculated based on Scopus database rather than Web of Science. Point number one, this is very important. Okay, so Cite score is being calculated from the database of Scopus, not from the Web of Science. Cite score calculate their impact factor based on 3 years window. Okay, while generally impact factor is being calculated based on 2 years window. That is last 2 years performance is being documented in 2022. And in the Cite score, 3 years window is being taken care of while calculating the Cite score impact factor of a particular journal. Okay, so that is also very important. And one of the most important thing, according to the nature of the subject, the Cite score will be taken care of into two forms. If it is science oriented, then it will automatically come under Science Citation Index expanded, which is also called ACIE. And if it is in the social science document, if the paper is related to social science, it automatically go to this particular indexing, Social Science Citation Index. Okay, so this is about the Cite score. Now we are coming back to the original PowerPoint. Now we have SNIP. Similar way, SNIP is also being calculated the relative of citation in a particular subject. Okay, now what happened then? How SNIP is being calculated? Now actually it is being calculated in the same formula. You can say that what is the calculated value of SNIP? The formula is similar like A by B, where A is journal citation count per paper and B is the citation potential in the field. Journal citation count per paper and B the citation potential in the field. So in that way, this SNIP is being calculated. Actually, through SNIP, an attempt is being made to identify the subject specific. See the point? In a SNIP, we try to identify subject-wise the characteristics so that cross-discipline comparison becomes very easy in the above discipline. Let's see how we can go for is this SNIP is there or not. Yes, we have an SNIP. Okay, so see this in SNIP. Per paper measure actual citation received related to the citation expected from the subject field. Okay, from the given subject field, we try to calculate this SNIP. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult for us to see. Just a minute. Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, sir. Your PowerPoint is visible, sir.
And also, just like the Cite score, SNIP is also publish the particular impact factor twice in a year, but same just like Cite score within a window of 3 years. That is, they keep the window for 3 years, but the fundamental difference is between SNIP and the Cite score is that Cite score published in a year, while SNIP is being published twice in a year. So there arise some fundamental difference between Cite score, impact factor, and the SNIP. So the difference between SNIP and Cite score is only this that in SNIP, it having a similar 3 years window, but the difference is that SNIP is being calculated twice in a year. But in case of Cite score, it is also calculated once in a year only from the Scopus database. And according to the nature of the contribution made by the authors in the respective journal, it is automatically went to either science paper to Science Citation Index expanded, or if it is a contribution in the social science, it goes to Social Science Citation Index in that way. So in that way, the track is being recorded. Now we are coming to Shimako journal and country rank. This is one of the most user-friendly ranking of journal as well as the performance that we can ever, every time when we are facing some problem, we try to get access to the Scopus database in order to select journals, select ranking, select their quartile performance. Okay, and they have covered, you I have already been mentioned, they have covered more than 27 major thematic subject area and 313 subject categories. I think I have shown you this thing. I'd like to show you once again. So this is a way we can identify the Shimako journal and country rank. When I open this Shimako journal and country rank, it is one of the most user-friendly tool for in the hands of the social researcher, social science researcher. You can export this journal rank. You can say, I try to explore the subject, uh, suppose in that way, uh, business management accounting. Okay, if I not mention any country, if I just click on it, okay, then I have to seek open access journal. Suppose I try to subject business management accounting. What I am looking for? I am looking for journals only. So let's see. We are getting so many journals. We have write what we have written: business management accounting, business management accounting. I have not mentioned any region because I want to see that any which is listed journal which is listed in the database, which is being recognized of high important value, or what is their status as far as the Scopus ranking is concerned: quartile 1, quartile 4, quartile 3, which one, and which country it is publishing. Say for example, if you can see the information database that is available that I am showing to you, Academy of Management Journal, which is a quartile 1 journal and automatically published from United States. So in that way, based on the nature of the journal and their Scopus ranking, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, and quartile 4, and the country, we will get all the information. And if you can click on it, automatically it will redirect you to the original database information. Suppose if I click on this particular portion, suppose I'm showing you another thing. Now I want to see this part. I want to see the Strategic Management Journal, okay, which is published from United Kingdom. See, they process all these things. They H index, publication type, and ISSN number. And automatically we will got, see their performance between 1990 to 2019. Their performance on whether they belonging to the quartile 1 or they move from quartile 1 to quartile 2 or quartile 3. So we can click on it, we can see. You see Q1, 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 Q1 in that way. So more you move, automatically it will reflect. So what is their standard? Whether they maintain their uniformity in the standard in the quartile 1 or in quartile 2 and quartile 3. So this is another important dimension of this using this Shimako and journal and country rank. One of the most authentic device in the hands of social science researcher to get access to it. Now arise next question in the context of this SGR, that how we can calculate the Shimako journal and country rank. The formula is they are also adopting the 3 years window. Okay, they are also adopting a 3 years window. Okay, now how they are calculating? They are adopting a average method, weighted average method. The formula is A by B. In the A, the numerator was average number of weighted citation in a given year and number of articles published in the previous 3 years. So how many citation is being made in a particular year for a particular journals, the articles that is published by the respective journal, suppose Journal of Business Ethics, in a window of 3 years. So they try to see on a per year basis, selected, you can select a particular year 2020 and you want to see the impact factor of the journal rank of 2020 based on last 3 years window, 1990, 2020, 2021. So that will reflect in the Shimako journal rank 2022. So there lies the difference of the Shimako journal country rank, and based on that they identify whether the particular journal belonging to quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, or quartile 4. So this is another important thing. See, all those nomenclature is very difficult for us to remember. But my suggestion is that better you can consult Shimago journal and country rank, and then you can select the particular journal, their respective country, and their quartile ranking position that you can see right now, that whether it is maintaining a steady flow in this quartile 1 or quartile 2, quartile 3 or not. So in that way you can identify that thing. There is a fundamental, you know that there is a fundamental difference between journal impact factor quartile and percentile. Okay, these things we need to understand, at least the quartile part. Okay, like we have known that the Shimako journal and country provide the quartile ranking. So what it is, suppose it is quartile 1, it means that the journal performs better than at least 75% of the journals in that category. That means if number of journals are there, so that means this particular journal performing much better than the other journals which are listed in that category. Okay, that is more than 75%. So in that way, the quartile 1 is being calculated. So this is very important for us to judge that on the basis of the Shimako journal and country rank, the JIF, journal impact factor, based on quartile performance, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, and quartile 4. Okay, now we have another important thing which is called Eigenfactor Matrix, also another important tool to understand the performance of an academic research project. Okay, with the help of this Eigenfactor Matrix, which is one another part of the research matrix is concerned. Okay, not a individual matrix, a part of research matrix. Okay, now what is the objective of this particular eigenfactor? It try to identify the importance, okay, to judge the article influence source score. That is how the article influence score, that is the prestige of a particular journal. Eigenfactor try to calculate the prestige of a journal. Okay, measure the importance, whereas the article influence score measure the prestige. So eigenfactor identify the importance, while the article influence score of this eigenfactor try to calculate the prestige. How they will do it? Let's have a look. So you can write here a name of the particular journal. Suppose I am writing Journal of Business Research. I'm writing a name. Now find a journal. See, here it is given two things. One, it is given the eigenfactor score, EF score, 0.012. Okay, it is given AI score, the article influence score. Okay, they have given. So what is the article influence score? Article influence score, it identifies the prestige of the particular article in the given journal. And while this eigenfactor score measures the importance of this thing. In that possible way, they calculate this thing. Okay. How they calculate the impact factor? This eigenfactor ranking. They have mainly these two, eigenfactor score and the article influence score. While article influence score calculate the prestige part, while the eigenfactor score calculate the importance of this particular article in the given journal database. Now arises the question, okay, that how we calculate. It is being calculated for within a period of 5 years. That is, here the window is 5 years. So how we can calculate? Formula is A by B. Number of citation in 1 year multiplied by 5 years publication, and total number of articles is being published in a journal within a period of 5 years. Automatically we can calculate. So how many citation is being made for a period of 5 years from the given journal? What is the number of articles that is being published from this particular journal in a window of 5 years? Then automatically we can calculate the eigenfactor. Okay, that is now one important thing. Eigenfactor also provide us some information about the price and value of thousands of scholarly periodicals. what is the price and what is their the value. Okay, but it is very, sometimes it is become not necessary from our part to see that. Our main objective is to see that if I publish a paper in this journal, so what is the article influence score, that if it is 0.6, when it is very close to 1, that is more the weightage, more the prestige of the particular article which is being published in the Journal of Business Research. Okay, so that means AI is one of the most important tool you have in your hand in order to see your own credibility in a journal where you have been published your paper. So in that way, you can use this eigenfactor for the purpose of justifying the article influence score as well as the eigenfactor score while judging the importance and the prestige thereby. Now we are coming to the another part, IPP, impact per publication. Okay. Now, why IPP is important? IPP does not use any kind of subject field, but they do not have this subject field. Only they provide some raw indication. Okay, that is called impact per publication. So that is the thing, generally how we calculate the impact factor in general. Okay, on a platform of the 1 to 3 years window, maybe it from for 1 year, maybe it can for 2 years, and maybe it for 3 years. That is that it is generally taken into consideration a simple formula what I have shown you on an earlier slide of impact factor calculation. So 1920 in order to calculate the to impact factor of 2021. So that is the thing, but here the window is more flexible. They can take 1 or they can go max to the maximum level of 3 years. Okay, that is the fundamental difference between, like site score have 3 years, SNIP have 3 years. Okay, and but for impact factor they have this flexibility. Either they can calculate on a year to year basis, or they can take a window of 2 to 3 years, that they can do. Okay, so this is another important dimension of impact per publication. But provided if we can stick to site score and Shimako journal and country rank, it will be provide us more important information to the valuable research contributors in the field of social science. Now we are coming to this author level matrix. Since it is not part of our discussion, but I hope that without that it will not work. We are publishing our article and it is maybe available online. If it is available online, or if it is available in the open source journal, automatically better you can create your Google Scholar profile and automatically link your particular paper in the Google Scholar. It will automatically being reflect, okay, on the basis of the author level, individual author level, to calculate how many citation is being made. Citation all, and then they try to calculate the H index and I10 index. You can also make your profile visible to the public so that once people can see and search your name. So automatically, indirectly, not only the number of publications that you have made, not only the number of citation that is being reflected in the form of H index and I10 index, that is also very useful for right now in the NAC report as well as in the IQAC report that you are developing for your institution from individual faculty contribution, but also it will help you to collaborate. People can find your name and automatically they can track you if it is available, if your Google Scholar citation available in the public domain. So this is very important. And even though if you have 10 or 20 articles, and if you have co-authors, you can also incorporate, add in your group in the Google Scholar the name of your co-authors as well. So this is one of the most important thing and very simple to use. Anyone can enroll, okay, in the Google Scholar citation and to enhance your own credibility of H index and I10 index. This is the one important thing that you can do. So, say for example, in that way, I'm just showing you. See, this is my Google Scholar profile. So this is the number of papers that is available in the database. Okay, and see, when I focus on this particular paper, see it is being highlighted more than 109 times since 2014 till 2021, 25th of November 2021. And automatically it is being reflected in the citation. Okay, total number of citation is being made and total my calculation of H index as well as my I10 index is being reflected here. So in that possible way, you can also incorporate, and more the papers is being cited, automatically you can see the number of papers cited in 41 highest in 2020. So that can increase day by day or year after year. And automatically it must have a reflection in your H index and I10 index. Okay, in that way. Again, coming back to the next one, we have H index. Okay, now what is H index? One of the most important tool of this Google Scholar platform is H index. Okay, uh, what happened and how it is, my objective is how it is being calculated, not a history of H index. I have put a history. I try to give you an example. Suppose you are an individual researcher and you have published 10 articles. Okay, and each has been cited 10 times or more. Okay, and that is why your H index or Hirsch index becomes 10. That again, I'm repeating the example. Suppose you are an individual researcher and you have published 10 articles, and each 10 articles is being cited 10 times or more. So it is called H index. If the H index equal to 0, okay, that means you are an inactive researcher. If your H index is 0, that means you are an inactive researcher. More you publish, more your articles available in the Google Scholar platform, more the paper is being cited, automatically it will automatically enhance the visibility of your research among the others in the public domain, and it will reflect in your H index. Okay, so that is why H index is considered to be one of the reliable assessment of the importance, significance, and the comprehensive impact of a researcher collective contribution. So that is why very important what it is actually being indicated. It is being identify your own assessment in the form of importance, significance, and your comprehensive impact on the research community as a whole. Okay, now, so the thing is that generally it is being calculated for a period of 5 years. Sometimes it is called H5 index as well. Okay, so it depends on if it is calculated on the based on five years platform, then it is 5. H index also, an H index of 10 implies that you have, again I'm repeating, if your H index is 10, what does it mean? It means that you have 10 articles at least minimum, and each has been cited at least 10 times or more. That is why your H index becomes 10. H5 means the similar way, but for a period of 5 years. So in that way, the H index is being calculated. Other than this H index, we have RG score, we have G index, we have I10 index. I'm telling you, I don't know whether, yes, I have I10 index. What is I10 index? In the Google Scholar profile you have, beside your H index, you will also given another index, which is called I10 index. Okay. Now I10 index, the total number of publication with at least 10 citation, that is being reflected in the I10 index. Okay, that means if you have any publication and if it is being cited 10 times, only that paper is being considered for the purpose of incorporation of I10 index. Suppose out of 3 paper, only you have only 1 paper which has more than 10 citation. So your I10 index becomes 1. In that way, it is being calculated. Simple way that I can explain you the point that how it is being calculated. Okay, so that is called I10 index. Okay, so and again we are coming back to this one. We have ResearchGate score, RG score for individual scholar. Suppose you have created your account in the ResearchGate, which is very free to use, so that you can connect and collaborate with other researchers across the globe. So what you can do, you can go to researchgate.net and then automatically you can create an account by connecting your Gmail, Facebook, or LinkedIn profile and select what type of researcher you are. Enter your name, institution, and your affiliation. You can select and create your own password that will make you complete the ResearchGate score, and automatically you can start uploading your papers. The RG score is being calculated in order to portray based on certain weightage or the composite indicator. What are those composite indicators? How many have rate is 0.5. Rate means only just seeing the particular ResearchGate profile, 0.5. If they rate the full paper, okay, then 0.15. If they recommended it, automatically it will get 0.25 weightage. And if they download the particular paper from ResearchGate and cite it, then automatically that citation will get a weightage of 0.5. By accumulating all the weightage, the ResearchGate score of a particular scholar is being calculated. Okay, so in that way, we have some individual level research matrix. And other than I have already mentioned, we have one common score which is called uh, socially to judge the social impact, which is we have Almetrics. Okay, so this Almetrics we can use. And for science, we have another matrix in the social level, which is called PLOS article level matrix. I'm not talking about this PLOS article level matrix, which was started his journey in 2000, and later on it was emerged as one of the biggest database for having a societal impact. I'm not talking about this, but we have in the social science dimension, we can take use of this article level metric, which is called Almetrics, for the purpose of calculating our societal impact. Okay, so up to this about the first part of it, uh, um, I hope that it is understandable to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Then can we go for the remaining two part that we have, and we have very shortage of time, so we have 30 minutes time left, and I try to show you some of the referencing style and the citation style, which is very much useful for the scholars in social science, particularly in the field of commerce and management, by using APA style format 7th edition.
Yes, sir. That will be a big help for us. It will be very important for us. That topic is actually
Okay,
very
thank you, thank
important. So
you,
please go on, sir. Please.
thank you, thank you. See, I will provide you some tips, because I personally, as a researcher, and I know I understand your own point, because in while writing, what are the problems you are facing, because when I do research, I also think from the viewpoint of the scholars and the students. So why I have drafted this PowerPoint according for your better understanding how you manage your reference and how you manage your citation process when you are drafting your thesis, when you are writing any article. So, as per the new recommendation which was given by APA style, for all the references, it's like when you're writing your thesis, at the end of every chapter you must have your references. So why you have to write the reference at the middle of the page, and then left and justified, you have to arrange all the name of the references according to the surname of the authors, but in an alphabetic form, starting from A to Z. Okay, like if Datta is coming D, starting from D, that is the top, and then if surname is from S, it is coming later on. So in that way, you have to arrange. Another important thing is that it is being mentioned in the APS style that which format you will follow, which type of font size you will follow. Okay, actually, it is being mentioned in the APS style 7th edition that you can use Times New Roman 12 point. Okay, but it is also being suggested in the APS 7th edition that you can also take the help of 11 point Calibri, 11 point Arial, 10 point Lucida, okay, and Georgia. Okay, but my suggestion is that you please talk to your mentor and see the university guideline and then follow the rule accordingly. Now there are certain things is being changed in the APS 7 style. Earlier, what happened that when we take something from a particular URL, we always write the point retrieve from, then the URL link. But right now it is being removed. This term is no longer required that you have to write retrieve from. Up to 6th edition it was there. From the 7th edition, they have removed this particular term retrieve from. Instead, you have to just put the link. Okay. Another major change they have made. The major change is that publisher name is important place of publishing house is not important. Like Macmillan, New York, Macmillan, New Delhi. So Macmillan is very important as a publishing house, but it is publishing from London or New Delhi, that is not important right now. Next important thing is that there is no such demarcation right now between if you take a textbook physical form and if you take an ebook maybe from PDF or in a Kindle form. There is no longer any fundamental demarcation between the ebooks, whether you have taken it from PDF, from a Google Scholar search engine, or whether you have taken it from the Kindle. How you put the figures, put the picture at the top, then write down figure according to the chapter name. Like if your chapter is 1, then your figure name should be 1.1, 1.2 in that way. If you're in chapter 2, figure should be 2.1, 2.2 in that way, name of the figure. And then as per the Creative Commons license that I have explained you in the ethical part of the class, that you have to incorporate the link as well as CC by 0 or CC by SA, which one is applicable as per the rule that you have. So this is a way to incorporate the pictures in the APA format without you are taking pictures without any kind of link, that is CC by, giving credit to the original creator is totally unethical in nature. How we can arrange our references. Coming to the first one, the simple rule is that last name, comma first name, then first name abbreviation, then here, name of the title should be in double quote, journal name and volume number. See, right now I have marked with yellow, journal name, the journal title and the volume number should be in italic, but the issue number is not in italic. Then page article range and the DOI number if any. Then if the DOI number is there, you have to give the DOI number definitely. I've seen some of the scholars have incorporated the article name, the title name, which is full of caps. That is not desirable. Okay, so please change it accordingly in a normal font and then put it in the title. All caps, a title is not allowed in APS 7th edition. I have given some example. Surname, first name initial, year, then the name of the paper in double quote, comma, journal name, year, the volume and number. Volume must be in italic, name of the journal must be in italic, but issue number is non-italic form. Then if it's some special issue, then automatically between the range of this month should be mentioned and the year. Same thing is also if you have 2 or 3 authors. But provided earlier, I have written this particular document for the better understanding of all of you. Earlier what happened, we have this type of and we can apply. Now this and is we cannot apply. We have to just write and in symbolic form. Okay, we cannot use right now and both in our content and when we cite and when we use in the reference. So this and we have to replace with only and. Okay. Now we are coming to the book. If you take something from the book, surname of the author, first name of initial of the author, year, name of the book should be in italic, and the only publication house. The place of the publication house should be wiped out from 7th edition onwards. If you use something, a broad name, now after that you try to apply the same name again and again. So write down the name for the first time and then in bracket write down henceforth the abbreviation of it. Later on, from next line onwards or next paragraph onwards, when you try to repeat the same word or words once again, instead of writing those words, you better apply the symbol SBM. So in that way, it is being cited in the 7th edition. Okay, how you take an article from an edited book? Again, the same thing, surname and the first name of the initial of the first author, the title of the paper, in then the name of the editor, one editor or two editor, and after that bracket ed. The term ed indicating it is an edited volume. And then after comma, name of the book, it should be in italic and the page number. After that, it must be full stop. Now, if you take something from the newspaper, there is a twist. If there is a reporter name was there, then the surname of the reporter and the first name initial. Now, instead of writing only year, you have to incorporate the month. Suppose November 25, 2021, November 25. Name of the title of the news, and then whether it is being published in the Business Standard, whether it is published in Economic Times, in italic form, then page number. Now you can ask me, sir, I came across the particular information of the paper from by accessing from my Android phone. So in the Android phone, you do not have this news in a page wise. So it should be given in the Android phone paragraph wise. So instead of writing page, you have to write para. Which para? Para 3, para 4, para 5, which one? Now another important thing. If the name of the reporter was not there, how we can write? Then the title will come first. So giving will start with the initial giving, and then the entire year and the month will come at the end. That is, after the page number, then comes the year and the month. So it is just reverse, only in respect of article from newspaper. Okay. So these are three important things that you have to remember if you access any newspaper information and try to put it in your dissertation or thesis. Then automatically you have to, or in article that you are writing, in that way. Now, quotation. How you can quote? There are two type of quote is there in APA 7th edition: small quote and long quote, or which is called short quote and long quote. Short quote is less than 40 word and long quote is more than 40 word. If it is short quote, there are two possible way you can put it in the thesis or in your article. You can cite the author name at the very beginning, then in bracket the year, and then what he concluded, what he explained, what he observed, that all the remaining 40 words within double bracket, and then the page number. This type of quoting the author at the beginning and then followed by the quotation and then page number, it is called narrative quote. But most preferable use application is called parenthetical quote. Under parenthetical quote, what happened in respect of short quote, the short quote must be within double quote and in bracket the surname of the author, year, and the page number. So preferably from the viewpoint of the scholars, I will suggest parenthetical quote while using their short quote rather than narrative quote. It is more international, following the international standard and norms. Now coming to the way to write long quote. How you can write long quote? Instead, in case of long quote, which is more than 40 words, then at that time you cannot use double quote. Just like the short quote that you have used, the quotation that you have put in a double quote, that you cannot do. If it is more than 40 words, maybe 60 words, 100 words, you can put it in the separate paragraph. Okay, and in the center of your page in a separate paragraph and in italicized. The entire quotation is in italicized and then followed by the parenthetical citation. Parenthetical citation means at the end of this particular thing, this citation is there, surname, year, and the page number for longer quote. Okay, now we are coming to the citation part. So in case of citation part, what happened? We generally use, suppose if we have only one author, then only the surname of the author and the year. But if we have two author, surname of the first author and surname of the second author, comma, year. In that way, we generally incorporate the citation in our text writing, or when we are incorporating, referring some of the papers while developing our text. Okay. So way to write citation. So way to write citation, what happened? In respect of citation, certain things are there. Okay, one work by one author. If there is a one work by the one author, then you have to cite in that way. Surname, comma, the year. If we have one work by the two author, how we will cite in our text? Full reference must be given at the end of your chapter end. Full reference. Okay, I'm not talking about the reference, I'm talking about citation. One work by two authors, then surname of the first author and surname of the second author, then year. One work by the three or more authors, then for the surname of the first author followed by etal. Etal means we have three or more authors. Okay, in that way we have to write always. And etal, after it there is no full stop. After all there is a full stop, and etal must be in italic. Okay. Only there is a fundamental difference between APA style and Harvard style is that Harvard style incorporates the page number, but APA style not incorporates the page number. Okay, always. But Harvard style incorporates the page number. That is the only the fundamental difference between Harvard and APA style. But there is some other difference is there in the reference. But I am concentrating more on APA because we are the social science researcher, and we will take in a commerce and management or in a media science or mass communication, we generally use this style of referencing. Now see, this citation technique will vary based on parenthetical and narrative. We generally prefer parenthetical. That is why I am reflecting the same thing 1 second to show you what is the fundamental difference between parenthetical and narrative. Under one author C, we will put everything in the bracket. But in the narrative citation, always keep in mind one thing: one author, two author, more than three author, we put the surname outside the bracket. Only the year is in the bracket. That is the narrative form of citation. If you use group as a part of citation, then automatically within the first bracket, as per the rule of the parenthetical, we incorporate the full name. Then in the third bracket, the abbreviate name. Then third bracket close, comma, year. Later on, from the if I try to cite it from the second time onwards, second, third, and fourth citation, at that time we have to not use the full name. We just write down the initial and then year. But in the narrative citation, what happened? The abbreviate name should be outside the bracket. So you can remember in that way. Under parenthetical, the total within the bracket. Under narrative, only the year within the bracket. And that surname outside the bracket. So that is the fundamental difference between parenthetical and narrative citation while using one author, two author, and three and more authors, group as an author, and a group author without abbreviation, like name of the university, that we cannot abbreviate. So at that time, we can use in that format. Now, see, these are the complexity of this citation. What are those complexity? Two or more work by the different authors. I suppose I found that the relation between two variables which are positively correlated, and it is being supported by two, three papers by two, three researchers. Then how I can incorporate those? I can incorporate those in that way. After the end of the line, I can use some parenthetical quote, and then I will write in that way. Surname, year, semicolon, surname of the next author, year, surname of semicolon, surname of the next author, and year in that. Two or more work by the same author in one citation. I have published two papers, one in 2011, one in 2012, in the same field of my work. And right now I want to use those papers for self-citation. How I can use, or how you can use my paper? You can use in that way. Surname, then year, both the year. That means that means the author has published two papers and it is being available in used by the researcher for the purpose of their present study. If you have used two work published by the in the same year by the same author, if you publish the paper in the same year, suppose I publish two paper, one in 2021 January, one in 2021 June. How I can say? Then automatically, only by virtue of seeing the surname and the year, you cannot make a difference. So automatically, you have to incorporate in that 2021 A, comma 2021 B, bracket close. So it means, and in the reference, you can write surname Dutta is 2021 A, the paper that is published in January, and 2021 B, the paper that is being published in the month of June. If the year was not given, how I can write? I can write in that way, surname of the author, ND, not dated. You can ask me one question, sir, if the title surname remains same, how we can justify, make a difference between, suppose you are using, consulting two papers of Rao. Which Rao we are talking about? So at that time, if the last name was same, then automatically we can take the help of the first name initial and put it in that form. TV Rao, then here semicolon MK Rao in that way. That is to overcome the problem and complexity of mix it up. Citing a secondary source, it is also very important for us to understand. Suppose I am looking for an original paper which was written by Fawcett. I am not getting that paper. Very old one, old paper not accessible in a general search engine. I came across a paper that is being published by the Pollitt and Beck, which was published in the year 2008, and where I have seen that what I am looking for from Fawcett, it is also available there. So I have taken the information about the article of the Fawcett from the Pollitt and Beck. Then how I will cite it in my content when I'm developing our content, chapter 2, chapter 3, how I can cite it. So I can write in that way, original researcher, and in bracket as cited in Pollitt and Beck. That means the paper that I have consulted now, and this is the original paper. And then in the reference, I will cite this particular paper with full details. Now, another important complexity, ambiguity in the citation arises, which is being identified by the seventh edition very properly, is that if the 4 5 authors are there, how we can cite? Suppose first author, second author is common, but from the third author there is a change. Here the third author becomes fourth author, and the fourth author becomes third author in the same year. How we can cite? Then it is mandate, it is recommended by seventh edition that till there is no change, there is a change in the authors, there is in the maybe in the third and the fourth level of author, you have to continue, and then you can incorporate eight. Suppose how many papers are authors are there? You have five authors. So Maxwell, Scorefield, and Holland was there. Maxwell, Scorefield, and Featherstone was there. So we have to write up to three is common. So from third onwards, there is a change. So we have to write Maxwell, Scorefield, and Holland, then Eitel, and then year. So we can write Maxwell, Scorefield, Featherstone, Eitel. That means second author is up to common. From the third author, there is a change. So we have to mention the third author, and then we can, for fourth and fifth author, instead of writing the name of fourth and fifth author, we can incorporate Eitel. Eitel with plural means there is some other paper authors are also there. More than three authors, we can put in the Eitel part. Okay. Next important part is that for writing personal communication. Suppose you are uh, doing a study based on a particular phenomenological study. Okay, there is a you know this is a very new concept in the field of social science research, that you want to go for a qualitative research, not quantitative research. At that time, you can apply the concept of phenomenological research, which is now accepted worldwide by all the international reputed journals. In respect of phenomenological analysis, what you have to go for personal communication. You have to talk to managers, you have to talk to some brand managers, you have to talk to some leaders. Okay. And then how you can incorporate, you can incorporate, you incorporate their data, you can incorporate their statement. Okay, since they are non-recoverable data, what you can, you have to put it in the cite them in the text only, and end of this particular page footnote you have to mention the details. And when you are citing them, how you can cite the person whom you, in the parenthetical note, how you will write the name of the person whom you communicated. In bracket you have to write personal communication, November 25 2021. In that way you have to mention. But this particular the information or the reference, it is not being necessary to incorporate in the reference which is at the end of the chapter. So it is specifically given by the APA 7th edition, what I have highlighted in the pink color, that cite them in the text only, but not put them in the reference. That is in respect of personal communication. Okay. In respect of I-bit and offside, what happened? In respect of I-bit and offside, most important thing is that how you, it is generally applicable when you are developing case study, when you are writing a paper with rigorously by taking all the information in the footnote, then automatically you can go for this footnote of I-bit and offside. In respect of application of I-bit and offside, what happened? Suppose you are writing your first paragraph, you have consulted this paper. In the second paragraph, you try to cite something from this paper again. At that time, in the footnote, you can, instead of writing this, you can just write I-bit and the page number. That means out of this 62 to 74 page, you have consulted page number 70 in order to take the reference of this particular earlier paper. For this, we use I-bit. When we use offside, suppose in the third paragraph, you have used another paper written by Valor, and in the fourth paragraph, you have used another paper which is written by Zamali. And in the fifth paragraph, when you start writing, you try to take the help of the Valor once again. At that time, what you will do, you have to apply the term offside, but not I-bit. I-bit means immediate. That means you are taking the reference of the earlier. But offside means you are already being cited. That is, Valor is already being cited in the third paragraph. Now you are doing fifth paragraph. So what you can do, you can write Valor, then comma, then offside in italic, then the page number. So out of this 191 to 230, you have consulted 201 page number of the paper that is being published in Business and Society Review by the Valor that you have consulted. So the way to write is Valor offsite 2001. That is the fundamental difference between IBIT and offsite for the researcher. Least but not least, of paraphrasing, you can allow paraphrasing. There are three possible ways the paraphrasing you can incorporate in the when you're drafting your thesis: citation at the beginning, citation in the middle, and citation at the end. You know the citation at the beginning, which is called narrative citation at the end, which is called parenthetical citation, and citation in the middle called citation in the middle. So at that time, there are three options of using the paraphrasing and citation technique, but citation at the end, which is also known as parenthetical citation, is more welcome as far as APS 7 citation is concerned, and for developing a standard literature or development of a standard content for the purpose of your thesis and the article that you want to contribute in the field of academic arena. Okay. Lastly, I can say to all of you, in order to manage your references, you can take the help of some of the reference management tool. But if you can do rigorously of your own, you can manage it better. Okay, because you can track over entire thing. You can take some of the open source online reference management tool like Mendeley, one of the toppest one, Mendeley, Zotero, RefDB, JabRef, or Cite you like for the purpose of managing your references. Okay, so this is all about the references and citation as per the APS style of format. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the session. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my opinion in this particular platform. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for this exhaustive presentation on the topic. I'll now invite a few quick questions from our participants. So if they can unmute themselves and ask their questions, please.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, I have one doubt actually. Sir, while giving the citation details in like Google Scholars, means mentioning the details of our papers in Google Scholar, can we put the details of the book chapters which we have contributed in an edited book,
Yes,
whether
yes,
it is considered or not?
yes. It is being considered. But actually, what happened? If the paper is available in the online platform, automatically it will redirect. If we click on it, it will redirect us on that particular paper. And the paper is available if it is online platform, open access platform. More the paper can people can download, more the paper can cite. Automatically, it will enhance the credibility. Okay, like suppose it is available in a hard copy form, so you can just provide the information, because automatically at that time it is available in hard copy form, because I have to collect the particular hard copy edited book, and then I can go through the paper and then I can cite. So it will a time consuming process, and that is why it will later on reflect in your H index and ITN index, because if until and unless you came to know and you can incorporate that someone has cited my paper from taken from my edited book, if you upload that document, automatically it will enhance your citation H index and ITN index. But if it is available in the online platform, it automatically tracked by the Google and upload it. So that is the
Okay.
main simplicity of this Google Scholar citation technique.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. Just one small question, sir. As you were explaining about the various referencing style, uh, you just told about, sir, if we take some article from the newspaper. So
Yes.
what I used to do earlier, or still I am doing, if I am referencing any article of a newspaper and there is no any author details, I used to mention, sir, n dot d dot, that no description. Whether it
No,
is still
actually,
correct?
n.t is applicable when it is not dated, but not for
Okay.
non-description.
Oh,
For
no,
the
sir.
article, you
Actually,
have to follow the seventh edition format, what I have shown you right now.
yeah, no. From now onwards, we will use what you have explained us, because I think that in that case I was making mistake actually. When there was no any detail of author, I used to write ND, no description.
Then at that time, what happened? At that time, the name of the reporter will not come. At that time, the title will come at the very beginning,
Yes, sir.
and the
Yes, sir.
year, month, and the date will come at the end, as per the parenthetical citation concept is taken into consideration.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Good
Thank you,
morning, sir.
sir.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to you.
Sir, I am Mohammad Kais, a research scholar from Mahatma Gandhi Central University.
Hello.
My research topic is a mutual fund. But mutual is a association body of mutual fund. But I can take many content available on MP. Can I cited from MP site to our research paper or thesis, sir?
Have you consulted this capital line? Have you consulted capital line?
Capital Line, no, sir. This is the site MP, Association of Mutual Fund of India,
Okay.
which have a many content available, like a type of mutual fund and what is mutual fund, and many things is available. So,
Okay.
can I?
I have a suggestion to you. You can better
Yes.
try to get some information from the CMI prowess database and the capital line. I think that will provide you a more detailed information if it is possible. Then you can
Okay,
also
sir.
search the Association Mutual Fund of India. Then you can consult.
Okay, sir. So, how can cited either like a mutual fund in the like your link or other way? How
No, no,
can
no.
cited, sir?
It is a report actually. That if you generate the report from them, then you have to cite in the form of a report. Earlier, one thing I forgot to mention you that earlier what happened that we are writing under bibliography that the journal, then newspaper, and then book, ebook in that way. Right now, it is being mentioned by the APS style that you have to not make any demarcation between journal, news article, periodicals. Everything should come under only one head reference. Okay, there is no fundamental difference between right now between physical the hard copy of the book and the ebook. Right now all should become according to the alphabetic order and the surname of the author in a proper form. There is no such demarcation between bibliography and bibliography. Okay, so these are the things. Now there is a change. Earlier we have writing that this is a bibliography, this is a bibliography. There is no such difference right now between bibliography and bibliography nowadays, as per the seventh edition is concerned.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other question our participants would like to ask? Just one quick question because we are approaching the end of the
Good
session.
morning, sir. Sir, I am Naveen Singh, research scholar of
Good morning.
Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Department of Management Science. Sir, some of my faculty member demonstrated me how to change in the APA style within a few seconds by using the SPS software. So we can use that kind of technique in our writing.
You can also use the in a MS Word. We have also the referencing style is also there. But if you know the concept, because when you are writing, when you are drafting, that is also helpful in if you can manage because all things are not being properly being incorporated by the particular MS
SPS
Word.
software.
Huh. So if you can manage the reference of your own, then it becomes very easy for you to track because when you're writing your article and when you there is the initial desk rejection from the editorial board, automatically say that you have to incorporate few changes. Now, what are the changes that you can do that cannot be done by a software? If you have a total command over this total citation and the reference technique, then you can identify the loopholes and then you can change. This is my suggestion. If you have a comment on it, automatically you can manage. It is not a very because when you are drafting your chapter 1 and chapter 2, parallelly along with this for chapter 1 you must have a reference MS Word. For chapter 2 you must have a reference that you can track. It is my suggestion to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll now request all our participants to just for a moment switch on their cameras so that we can take a quick snapshot of this session because we have to also upload this on our social media channels. So my quick request to all the participants to just switch on their cameras, please, just for 20 seconds, not more than that. All participants, please, my humble request.
Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share my opinion in this platform.
Thank you. Thank you. So this brings us to the end of this session, and I'll take this opportunity to thank our resource person for this session, Dr. Sumant Datta sir, for
Thank you.
his highly informative session, sir, on this topic of impact factor of journal as per journal citation report and SNIP, etc. And of course, sir, your presentation was such lucid and all those nitty gritties of citation. I firmly believe that it will be very helpful to all our participants and young research scholars who have joined us today for this morning session, sir. And I'll also like to thank our Honorable Dean, Professor Pavnesh Kumar, sir, who is the course coordinator, along with Dr. Sapna Sugandha and Dr. Alka Lalhal, who are the course co-coordinator of this program. I thank all the participants as well for their involvement who make all the sessions interactive with their relevant questions. And with these words, on behalf of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, School of Commerce and Management Science, I again like to express our sincere gratitude to you, sir, and to all the participants who have joined us today.
Thank
We
you.
will be uploading these lectures also on the YouTube, and with your due permission now, sir, we can bring this session to a close.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.